set that up. And let me move this. You know we're live streaming you on Facebook, right?
Oh, wow. Awesome.
That's right. Hope your kids are watching.
I think they're tired of hearing daddy talk all the time at home. I get them a different mentor because they've been listening to all my energy and advice since they were born. So I don't think they're excited.
They've kind of tuned you out, huh?
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, here we go. All right. And we're here.
I think my brother Angel is gonna chime in from his computer. I think
all
he's
right. That's good. That's good. Excellent. 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 Okay, I see you. Ron, Tiffany, I see her. Brandon, good job. Oh, there's Angel. I got him. Angel, talk to me. I want to sound check.
How's it going, guys?
It's going great. You're coming through loud and clear.
Awesome.
Okay. Multi-speaker. I got you and I got Angel. Angel is okay. That doesn't work. Angel, say something for me.
C21 Masters Goat Locker.
All right, there's the guy. There he is. Now I've got both of you on the screen. Excellent. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm recording you now. Pause recording. No, we're doing that. And our okay. All right, Angel.
Yep.
And Ron, welcome. Gentlemen, and first of all, thank you for your service. We really appreciate you guys. Absolutely. So let me ask you guys, so tell me a little bit of how you got here, how you started with this. I mean, maybe even how long you in the service, Angel? Were you in the service?
23 years.
23 years. And Ron?
28 years.
28 years?
Yes, sir.
You spent more time because you didn't get it fast enough?
I think so.
Angel always told me, he says, you're the man. Okay, good job. Okay, so how'd you get started, you guys? Is it a similar way of starting, or you came from different backgrounds, or what?
Go ahead, Brother Ron.
Yeah, so after retirement, we know we can do something. We know we don't want to work for anybody. We know we want to help a lot of folks when we retire, but we want to take a little break. So I focused on playing cornhole for 3 months to be on ESPN, hopefully. And then my wife realized after 3 months it's not going to work. So I called my brother Angel. I said, brother, my wife is not feeling my cornhole gig because every time I play, I probably win $120. I have to split with my partner, which is $60 each. But my bar tab is $150 every time. So I'm negative $500 a week when I'm playing cornhole. And 3 months later, my wife said, dude, this is not going to work. Called my brother Angel. Angel at the time has been retired for about 8 months. He was chilling the whole time. I've been retired for like 3 months. And I was like, dude, let's take this test that they're talking about. And we took the test and accidentally passed the real estate test. And here we are.
That's great. Excellent. How did you find Randy and Keith and Matt?
Brother Angel can tell you the best story.
So, Neil, have you ever seen the movie Step Brothers?
Maybe a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's a comedy with Will Ferrell and the other guy's name escapes me. But anyhow, these guys, one lives at home with mom, the other one lives at home with dad. Not that Ron and I were doing that, but they were up there in their 30s and they needed to go get a job. And so they went on interviews together and they had like a tuxedo, like it was over the top. Anyways, my brother and I, we interviewed over 20 something brokerages, C21, Berkshire, Caldwell, Remax, LPT, EXP, ABC, mom and pop shops, Caldwell, Keller Williams, you name it. And it was honestly like we were interviewing them. We had a bunch of questions in regard to their culture, their training programs, their mentorship programs, what their philosophy on helping clients was all about. Before we even got into splits and fees and all that, we just really wanted to align our core values that were instilled in us in the Navy with some good folks that just really sincerely want to help people. And then it was awesome because we learned that you can also be a mortgage broker. So Ron and I went to his garage. He has a nice Chief Petty Officer bar in his garage. And we had a bunch of notes and we kind of did a scoring sheet system. And I'll tell you, C21 Masters FRS, uh, the second place wasn't even close. We both had C21 at the top of our list. And yeah, we got our licenses and we just dove right into it.
Fantastic. Well, you guys are clearly very thorough and very analytical. So good stuff. Okay, so tell us what the structure looks like.
What do you mean?
There is no structure. The way you run your business. What was the vision? Okay, let's try there.
It's pretty simple. I'm gonna tell you a story. One time, I'm not gonna mention her name. One of the title rep came here probably about a month ago, talking to our two new agents in Goat Locker, right? So when she was talking to those two new agents, this is good for everybody to hear. She was telling everything about the title, how what the title works and all that, educating these two new agents. You know what I told her? I said, stop. You are already doing too much for these folks to learn. They're not going to move. A lot of folks want to learn everything and they stop. They don't even start to move because it's too much. I said, we want them to focus on one thing. Be a hunter. Look for the clients. Once you look for clients and you got a deal, we're going to walk you every step of the way as coaches do. And that's the best way to learn. Because if not, if you don't have a client, you don't have anybody, even your family or anything. Nothing's going to happen. They're just going to be shocked. Like, look, there's too much information to learn and they're not going to move. They're not going to do anything. It's happening to a lot of agents. They're so smart. They know everything about real estate, but they don't move because they don't stick with the basics. Stick with the basic is find somebody you can help, a client, and then you'll learn along the way because every deal is different. They say it all the time, but there's too much training going on that they're not learning. They're learning a lot, but they're not applying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so what you guys have done, you mentioned Goat Locker 2 or 3 times. So what does a Goat Locker look like?
So in the Navy specifically, Gold Locker is referred to the senior enlisted. So all branches of the military on the enlisted side, the ranks go from E1 to E9 in all the branches of military. For the Navy specifically, a Navy chief is the E7, a Navy senior chief is the E8, and a Navy master chief is the E9. And so it's the largest maritime fraternity in the world. And so for us, we kind of brought, the Gold Locker, they're all about the command mission. And obviously for us now, we look at the company mission. We look to develop those around us, those on the team, colleagues. It doesn't matter if you're not on the team. And sometimes we'll get someone popping off, say, hey, I have a question about this. Or, hey, Ron, can you... There's no shortage. There's no shortage. We just...
Sorry, Angel, you broke up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And so company mission, developing those around you and on your team. And then, of course, the clients. If we don't help each other grow and learn and develop, we can't help a client. And so the structure is very much what we did in the Goal Locker. We looked at the command mission, whether it be an aircraft carrier, a squadron, a destroyer, a recruiting command. Ron at one point was the directorate at the hospital in Camp Pendleton. He was charged with leading over 500 people in different branches of the services. So you look at the command mission, you look how we're going to help those around us and on the team. And then, it's always about the client, and pretty much everyone's your client. And so the structure is very much similar here, although there's more autonomy here, right? It's not a lot of mandated stuff. We show people, hey, if you put in the work, if you do income producing activity, well, then, you're not going to be running a nonprofit, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Tiffany, you're here. Do you work in the Go Locker too, or?
Yep.
You're a retired Master Chief, right?
I'm a retired Navy chief. So I was
Navy
at
Chief.
E7.
E7? Okay, got it. So it's a big deal to go from E7 to E9, right?
Yes. Actually,
Absolutely.
Ron set my board going up for chief.
What does that mean?
Well, they can explain it better.
That's just for selection process for chief, senior chief, master chiefs. The master chief are the ones since the board kind of review their package and tell the big Navy who's ready for the next rank. So we were fortunate enough, me and Brother Angel, that in order for you, not only you make master chief, you get selected to sit the big Navy board to select everyone throughout the Navy, whether you're stationed in Hawaii, Virginia, Camp Pendleton, Japan, Portugal, no matter what it is, it goes to one package. We go to Millington together, review those packages, and we tell them who it is, who's ready to get to the next, who's ready for that next responsibility, who had the leadership, the work ethic, and all that stuff to move forward. That's basically what we did when we became mass chiefs and selecting our reliefs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. So what do you have? A new agent approaches you. They've heard about you outside of the real estate business, inside the real estate business. Somebody on here wants to, can anyone work on your team?
Yeah, so I really appreciate that question. If I can share with you. So Jimmy retired as a Navy Master Chief a couple weeks ago. He did 30 years of service. And he got licensed maybe a month or two ago. He hasn't been licensed that long. And so he leaned on Ron and I a lot because, it's all about training and mentorship. He's like, hey, I've got a buyer. They want us to do the loan. And so we walked them through the process. And so, yeah, if they want to join, if they're motivated, I'll give you another one with Shelby Sanchez. Shelby Sanchez retired last month. She did about 22, 23 years, maybe 24. She hasn't been licensed long, a few months, and she reached out and said, hey, brother, I've got a senior chief that wants to move to Washington and interviewing agents.
Wait, you're breaking up again. Can you stop on the side of the road and do this call?
Yeah, I'm actually 3 minutes away from the office, but
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
Are you able to hear me right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's something I really want to share with everyone. So imagine
Angel, I want to catch all of this, and what you're saying is fantastic, but let's wait on this subject till you get to the office, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, appreciate it. Okay, so I get my one question was, if you're not military, can you join your team?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Angel,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that in a minute. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay.
Let's go back to that later because Angel, we got 3 folks that actually asked Angel to be their mentor, and they're all civilians. So it's an amazing question. She'll bring
Okay,
she'll
yeah,
bring it
I
down.
want to come back to it. Absolutely want to come back to it. Okay, so you take somebody on, and you help walk them through this business. I think that's fantastic. So what does that look like?
Simple, right? So somebody come in and join.
Simple for you.
No, it's actually simple for everybody. All they have to do, to be honest with you, watch this. I talk to folks all the time, right? You do a lot of training all the time. I went to your training yesterday with Jack Ma. People get the knowledge, they listen. For some reason, they amazing. I love listening to personal development daily. You know the differences though is applying what you learn. A lot of folks like to listen. Oh man, that's good. That's a great. It's like folks going to college and collecting different degrees, but don't do anything with it. You see?
Uh-huh.
You can have all the knowledge, but if you don't apply it, it's useless. Knowledge you don't use, you lose. Knowledge you use is you can use it as leverage. But if they join, they come in, we tell them, all you have to do is focus on one thing. We can show you every step of the way how to do things. All I want you to do is focus on one thing. Hunt. Right? You got whether you want to go cold calling, you want to do social media, you want to send flyers, you have to do that. After that, we will guide you every step of the way. We'll show you how to negotiate. We'll show you how to talk to folks and all that stuff. It's simple, but you have to do one thing. It's hunt, but you got to focus. You can't chase every shiny light object there is. Oh, I like what you're doing. I like, no, focus on one. I focus on one thing, social media, right? Every day, I focus on social media. I don't know how to call folks, cold calling. I don't know how to door knock, but I do educational training and people see it and hear it and they gravitate towards it, right? They're like, dude, I like what you put out. I want to hear some more. Can you help me? Can you guide me? Absolutely. They can be from Portugal. They're calling us. We've had so many military folks come in. The first time seeing the house is when they get here. Guide them throughout the process. And it's amazing.
So a lot of the business that you generate and do comes from social media.
Yes, sir.
How do you define social media? Are they particular platforms or you service all of them? How's that work?
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. Every single one of them. But guess what? I can do it all by myself, right?
Ron,
Yeah.
excuse me, Chief, have Angel sit next to you. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Now we got you guys together. Woohoo! All right. Good stuff. Okay. So finish the story about the social media and then we'll move back to what Angel was talking about. Angel, I don't want to disrespect you. You want me to call you Chief?
Angel's fine.
Okay. All right. Because I never know about Ron. He might take me apart.
No, I'm leading the brand. As you can see, MC, right?
That's right.
I'm a retired master.
Master Chief Ron and Angel. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now I understand.
Yeah, we just made it a brand. That's all it is. And everybody calls us MC when we go to the base. Hey, what's up, MC? I see you on Facebook. I see you on YouTube and all that. So social media is huge for me. It's not overnight. It's over time, right? So a lot of folks, they think they can do a couple of videos and stuff. And man, I haven't got any leads. Dude, I've been doing it for freaking years. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? So, but you got to continue. Some people do it for a month and they pause for 2 days. And I asked my guys, like, dude, I see your video the other day. Oh, man, I forgot about it. So it's all about consistency. No matter what you do, you got to be consistent. If you miss a day or two, you go back to zero. So.
Got it. All right. Excellent. So, Angel, you were telling us a little bit about some examples of some people you're mentoring.
Oh yeah, so I love this story. This is a recent one. This is a retired master chief, Shelby Labs, awesome person. And she's been licensed maybe a couple months, not long. And she calls me up and she said, "Hey brother, I've got a listing appointment. This specific listing is in San Diego. There's two sisters, retired Navy. They want to move to Washington. They are interviewing 4 realtors. I'm going to be the fourth one. And one of the realtors that she already interviewed is a very popular realtor in San Diego. And when I looked at the name, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a heavy hitter." She's like, I feel like, I'm an underdog. I feel like they're just kind of, I said, listen, forget all that. You're going to win this listing. And so we just sat down, and there's more than a few, ways to skin the cat, right? Whether you're working as a buyer, seller, or VA. I said, let's do this. Let's try this. And we role played. We're going to go in there. We're going to do the pleasantries. Nice to see you. Nice shoes, nice hair, nice glasses, whatever applies, right? We're going to be kind and all that. We're going to compliment the neighborhood. We're going to compliment the home and ask for a tour of the home. Hey, show me around the home. Show me some of the features. Show me, what you got going on here, because there's a lot we can learn from that. Now, what I like to do, which might sound weird to some realtors, I'll always say something like, such a beautiful neighborhood, such a home. Is it a possibility to keep it or rent it out? Now, I know that sounds wild, but here's the thing. I don't stuff my CRM with trash. I want to know how motivated this client is. And when she said, oh no, we're going to accept a job on by June 15th, we start a job in Washington. So there's no questions that they're not fishing around. They mean business. And I got it right away. And so, she asked the question, but we role played. She showed us around the home where the headaches are at, where the features are at, like solar. Hey, we put these gutters in. And she told us when they need to have keys for their home in Washington. So we role played a bit. I listened to what the client and her sister were talking about, because we want to solve problems. We want to give solutions. That's where they find value in you. And one of the first things we showed them was a net sheet. We get right to it. Here's a net sheet. Actually, I emailed the net sheet the day before so that when they have questions, they'll give it to me right then and there. 9 out of 10 times, hey, what do you think about the house? Looks good. Every once in a while, I don't want to tell the whole story. So anyway, we go in there. Everything was awesome. Everything was good. And she's like, okay, my sister and I, we're going to give you guys a call. And so I said, hey, this is how we're going to win this listing right here over the other agents that are kind of like playing with their thumbs. She mentioned she was on a call Vincent in 2004, an aircraft carrier, and you were on that same ship and you guys were on the same deployment. That's a connection. Get a picture of you guys in 2004, because in high school and college, you get yearbooks. We get cruise books when we deployed for 6 months. Take a picture of her in 2004, picture of you. Hey, sis, check this out. Look what I dug up in the garage. Look how we looked back in the day. That's number one. She's going to love it. She's going to heart it, which she did. That's number one. Number two, listening to the property when she gave us a tour, I said, hey, she's got a lien, at least a lien, probably 2 that she doesn't even know about. Let's get her with our title rep, which is Rose Branch. Say, hey, we want to win this listing. Please give me a property profile, the package that Rose puts together. Sure enough, it showed 2 liens, one for solar, which is very typical, and one for the gutters. And so at that point, she sent her a text, the client. Shelby said, hey, good morning, hope all is well. Just want to give you a heads up. I emailed you a couple of documents. It looks like your home has a couple of liens. Something we want to know in advance, not once you're in escrow with a buyer. Nothing my team and I haven't seen and we can't solve. Just want to be able to give you that in advance. And she's like, oh, wow, we had no idea. Thank you so much. When can you guys come back? Right? Now, one more piece. I said what we want to do, because we're about solving problems, we want to give them a timeline. She wants keys to Washington June 15. That means they were in escrow. So we work back May 15. She placed that offer and got accepted. Right? Now we want to go back, give them 2-3 weeks to shop up there. Right? And then we want to go back 35, 45 days, because average days on the market and that area code, per the sheet is 35 days. We want to give them this information so they don't think, oh,
we'll wait till May, March, and we want to give them that info. Some realtors like, hey, you need to do this. If you word it just right, present it to them just right, the client is going to come up with the answers without you giving it to them. You give them something basic, 9 out of 10 times, often they're like, oh, wait, let's sign this contract, let's get ready. And then Shelby was like, dude, I can't believe that just worked like clockwork. That's awesome. I said, when you work with a buyer or seller, whatever the case may be, find out the head herders, find out timelines, look for problems they're not even aware of. People don't sell and buy homes all the day typically. Bring stuff up, let them know nothing we haven't seen before. My team and I, we can take care of this. Definitely want you guys to be ahead of the game. They're gonna beat out the folks that are like, me, I'm a top producer. Hey, this guy, my name, I got 10 stars on Google, all that nonsense. They don't care about you. They don't care about all that stuff you do. They want to know if you can solve problems.
Yep.
And so that was one I really enjoyed with Shelby, because it's her first one, a rookie realtor beating 3 other realtors, and one of them, she's nothing to play with. She hits home runs down there in San Diego.
Yep.
Right? She put in the time. Sometimes a familiar face, you could be good, you could be average, you could, but she put in the time.
So a great story. And you're talking about asking questions and being ahead of the game. But where did you come up with this? You've been in the business 3 years.
Right.
So are you just brilliant?
No, not at all. I don't want to take credit for some of the things, for a lot of things I do. It's just people before me, people that are successful with selling. The closest job I've had to this is a Navy recruiter, and I'm talking about sales. And so, although in my opinion, that's much harder than this, because over there you're selling a 4-year lifestyle change. Here, you're selling the American dream. More people want the American dream than to go deploy somewhere, right? But it's just one of those things where when I listen to realtors and they're cold calling, whatever, man, they get defensive. They want to get into an argument. Don't do that. There's no need for that.
Mhm.
Find out what the problem is. What's the head herder? Hey, you've got an amazing home. You call and expire. Listen, you got an amazing home. I'm just floored it didn't sell. Why do you think it didn't sell? Oh, they're going to tell you, my realtor's an idiot. He didn't do an open house. They're going to be honest. Man, my realtor, this, that, the other. And then you find out, you're like, really? Is that something you guys agreed on beforehand? Like, no. I'm like, really? Tell me more. Well, it was good because he was going to charge, only 1%. How'd that work out for you? I mean, it's a ghost town in here, And so I had a Navy chief and his wife up in Winchester call me, say, hey, I saw you sold some homes that other realtors fired. Because I'll put it on social media. Another realtor fired, another military member that gave me a call. And this young man said, hey, are you willing to do the 1% like the other guy? And I said, well, how did it work out with the other guy? I said, I can give you an address where you can find realtors that charge 1%. If there's a gang of them, really? And I write down the address, and he's like, what's this? This is everyone that tomorrow from 8:30 to 11:30 are going to take their real estate license in that building. When they come out, they're hungry, they got bills. Man, they'll probably do it for a very, very low fee. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, price is what you pay, value is what you get. I said, any realtor that in front of your face agrees to lessen their livelihood by 1%, what do you think they're going to do behind your back when it comes time to negotiate for you and bat for you? Honestly. And they're going to, oh, yeah, that does make sense. Right. And this realtor that was charging 1%, this guy took them on a roller coaster ride. He said they listed it at $699. And I said, hey, I'm going to be upfront with you. Yeah, what's up? This isn't a turnkey home. You've had it rented for the last 6 years. You've got a turnkey price on this home. This realtor didn't do right by you. What do you think I should list it? I think if you get anything in the 6s, you're a winner. What? Him and his wife were floored. What? I said, if you get anything in the 6s, you're a winner. Let me show you why. People walk into this home in 2025. This is a turnkey community. They expect that. It's not your fault the home looks like this. You rent it out for 6 years. All this stuff is outdated. If you get anything in the 6s, you're a winner. So he agreed to list it at 650, and I told him every weekend we don't get an offer. Let's do a smart price adjustment. I don't like saying decrease or lowering. Try to watch my words. So I said, let's do a smart price adjustment of 10,000 a week. Because he said, you know what? I'm going to give you 30 days to get this sold. Okay, no worries. We'll start at 650. Every weekend we don't get an offer, we'll bring it down 10,000. And so at 630, we got an offer for 590. We brought it to 610 cash. And they're in Texas. So I said, hey, got you guys an amazing offer. 610 cash, close in 15 days. Man, it's kind of like we're gifting it. No, you're not. You guys can walk away right now with 175,000, or we can rent it and in 3 years get 36,000. Which one do you want? Give me your call. I gotta grab the other phone. The wife's like, hey, get us that 610. You know what I mean? It's just solving solutions. Sometimes they don't know the problems they have. They were telling me how that home is almost tearing up their marriage. Well, let me help you out with that. It doesn't need to be like that over a home. You guys got some debt? Oh, we got like over 100K in debt. 175 is going to take care of that. You guys figure out the 75K or 36,000 in 3 years if you rent it. You know, sometimes it's just that simple. And I put it on a text because most people are visual.
Awesome. Really, really, really good stuff. So again, when you guys, let me back up, you are bringing on new people. Do you coach them yourselves? Do you put them with trainers, with mentors? How does it work?
No, it's simple.
Everything with Ron is simple.
It is. Everything is simple. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody can do it, but it's simple, right?
Okay.
So we tell them all the time, if you fail in C21 Masters with all the systems in place, all the coaching, all the training, all the support, you will not be successful anywhere else. But we plug him in the system. The first thing we did when we come in is that training that Terry did. Foundation class. So we were there listening every day or every week, whatever case may be, we're here. So we plug them in, they come in. We want to see if they're going to listen. We plug you in, this is what you need to do, and guide them throughout the way. That's how simple it is, plug and play. So it's not, when people say, oh, mentorship is hard. No, it's not. We can do mentorship while we are sleeping, but we got to plug them in the system and see if they're going to follow. If they can't follow, then they cannot be in a team because you can't follow the basic.
So okay, let me just stop you there. Good stuff. You guys have a lot. Look, the Navy has a ton of great training, stuff that you guys have been through for 20, 30 years. You get the information. You have a lot of people going through it. I would say number one is if you tell them to show up somewhere and to do something and they don't do it regularly, what's the odds of them succeeding?
Not that great.
Yeah, very low. Very low, yeah.
Very low. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you tell them what to do. You suggest that they learn some scripts and dialogues, whether it's the way you do it, whether it's a little bit more formal, and they do it. The odds of them succeeding are better or worse?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Better. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Do you think it's important to preview property?
Absolutely.
To know the inventory? How do you guys go about learning the inventory with your team?
So Ron and I, we're probably in San Diego or anywhere from, and because of, second largest naval base down there in San Diego, Marine bases, and we're out there. Ron is always putting in our group chat. We have group chat. Hey, we've got some new construction homes over here. They're going to have a grand opening. Come meet, look at the incentives for the clients. He's always sending stuff out. It's like, hey, I'll be there Saturday. I'll be there Sunday. I'll be there Wednesday. And they make these connections. They start learning all these stuff. And like Tafani's really good at this. Larry, some of the folks we got, they'll post it on their social media for people to know, hey, if you're looking for something in Fallbrook, if you're looking for something in Chula Vista, Marietta, check this out. 3.99%, 3.99 interest.
So wait a second. You mean you have real estate agents going out to new tracts of homes and bird dogging it?
Bird Dog?
Bird Dog, search it out.
Yeah, check it out. There's the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
You know what's one thing that's pretty cool? If you go around the homes, like resale homes, and some of the folks I got that are sports enthusiasts like I am, and I say, hey, if you see a Raider, someone has a Raiders flag or a Kansas City Chiefs or an LA Chargers, and I see that they're sending out flyers or postcards every June, the NFL schedule comes out. I said, you could do a nice postcard, you go to Omega or whatever. And anytime I see a flag, baseball, football, basketball, I kind of stop, pull over, write the address. And then when the schedule comes out, you've got my information on the bottom, my real estate info. You've got their schedule for their favorite team. Sometimes you can do a magnet, send it out like, who's this realtor? Oh, look, Chargers. They think I'm a Chargers fan. I'm not, no offense, but they're like, hey, I need your help, come check my house out. Oh yeah, awesome.
No, that's a great idea. Excellent. And little or no cost.
It's very minimal. Omega is really cool. You can go with some other folks. And again, because I was mentoring this guy that was just nonstop talking about, I don't know, some team or whatever. I said, you know what, check this out, brother. And I said, you like that team? Yeah. You like sports? Yeah. Check this out. You can go to this company and you call, because I seen them spending money on some bell and whistle nonsense. I said, how about you do this? And they can post it on the refrigerator. I have a copy in my office. And, he sent one to a property, and the father's son graduated from a grad school and said, hey, I got your postcard, come over. My son's going to buy a home. He's really good with his money. He's a day trader or whatever. He's got some part-time job. And all because of that, Chargers, Raiders, or whatever it was, so just trying to find different ways to motivate them. Everyone gets motivated differently.
Great stuff. Good stuff. So, all right, brand new agent. Maybe they've been through foundations, maybe not, but you would recommend foundations?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. You guys been to a couple of our role plays, but would you suggest that they come learn what to say and how to say it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. One of the guys on here is Victor Tracy. He's on here.
Yes.
Newer guy.
He's here.
Yep, there he goes.
He's there. You always know if Victor's here.
Yeah. Victor's
Oh, God.
motivated, super motivated. He's like, Angel, hey, where do I start? I'm a civilian, I'm not military, but I appreciate the military. And I said, hey, right, every office has a training schedule, the monthly training schedule. I gave him a copy. I said, I want you to go through this stuff and attack it the first 45 days or so. And then we came in here one day and we role played where I was a potential buyer. He's a realtor, wrote some stuff on a whiteboard for a couple hours, and he's writing notes. He was putting the pieces of the puzzle together, the buy-in process and stuff. And so, everyone is at a different level. And so you kind of see where they are. Are they good listeners? Is there some type of speech impediment or something? I kind of try to gauge them to see how do they learn best.
Great idea. Excellent. Yeah, Victor's doing a really nice job getting started doing it. Okay, questions for our Go Locker. Is it Go or Goat?
Goats, like the animal.
GOAT.
There you go.
See, I always think of that as the greatest of all time.
There you go. We're not going to argue with that.
All right. Victor, you have a question?
Yes. Yes, I'm here, and I wanted to just ask. I'm looking for the whole foundations piece, and I'm just confused. I can't see it anywhere on the website. What is foundations? Angel gave me the schedule of what's on of the calendar that's on the website, and so I've been attending role play in the morning, as you know, Neil, and then I'm attending the different webinars. Am I missing something?
Victor, who's your regional manager or regional director?
I think Eddie Cisneros, right?
As soon as we're done here, call Eddie. He'll give you the information. I don't want to get you lost again. Okay?
All right. Perfect.
Eddie will do it. He's the guy. He probably wrote most of that manual. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy. Excellent.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Other questions for Ron or Angel? Come on, you guys. Let's go.
Make it a hard one.
They already said you don't have to be in the military. So if you raise your hand, doesn't mean you're joining.
They can. 42 is the age limit, right? I
Is there an age limit?
think it's 42, 43 now.
They increased it from 33 to 42.
Yeah, it's still not close for me.
They do a waiver.
You did your time, so you're good.
I did do my time. I did my 4 years active and 2 years reserves.
Perfect.
Yep. Sorry, Victor?
What branch was that? I'm sorry.
Coast Guard.
Oh, Coast Guard. Cool. Hey, well, that's
These guys,
awesome.
you see these guys are
Yeah.
licking, he turned up his lip there. I saw it over in the corner.
Well, I wanted to fly jets in the Navy. I wanted to be Top Gun, but my eyes didn't serve me, so I said I can't do it. But
Yeah, I get it. Just as a side note on that subject, the guy who owned Century 21's Region 5, which is the area we're in, okay, that was the original Century 21 guy. His son came out of Top Gun training school. He was a Top Gun guy. It was amazing. You see people that don't look the part like a SEAL. You see a SEAL walking down the street. Yeah. The guy will take you apart, more ways than you want to. It's amazing. Great job. Love the military. Okay, other questions for Ron and Angel? Give them a tough question, guys. Lito, come on.
How do you guys stay so disciplined, like transitioning from the military into the real estate world, where you don't get court martial or get in trouble if you don't be here by 6? So how do you guys keep that discipline going?
You just gotta stay focused, man. You gotta find your reason why you want to do things, right? So for my reason, it's simple. Retire from the military, I could have retired anywhere else and don't do anything. I've been in my house for 21 years. My mortgage is low, but I got 2 boys. Your kids will do what you do, not what you tell them to do. You see? Same thing with your team. Same thing with the people you lead in the company. They will follow what you do, not what you tell them to do. So my reasoning is, I gotta show my kids how to work hard. I want to show them how to build wealth for their kids, for them, and for their grandkids. And they see me show up. They see me study for my tests, for advancement. They see me work hard and still come home and cook and take them out to different places. I want them to see what a good father looks like and a good leader looks like, because they ask me about leadership. So I want to set a good example. I want to have a good legacy. So when I leave this place, we're only stopping by here. We're not going to be for a long time. We want to be remembered for something, right? And in the military, we already have a legacy in the military. We have so many of them, probably thousands of folks advance and become successful. Our goal is to multiply it by 10. That's my personal goal. If I help 1,000, I want to help 10,000 this time until I'm done. And then I want my kids to follow what I'm doing. I want them to see what it looks like. So That's my motivational daily. And that's the reason why I don't have to have an alarm. I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. Take care of business. You got to be disciplined. Discipline over motivation any day. Motivation can only last so long, but if you're disciplined, no matter what it is, you're going to get up, you're going to make it happen, you're going to work. It doesn't matter.
Discipline kicks in.
Absolutely.
You bet. Absolutely. Ron, anything?
That was awesome.
Excuse me, not Ron. Angel, anything different?
Oh, very much the same, Lito. That's a really good question. I appreciate it because you're right. Folks in the military, especially if they did 20 or more years, they want to, relax. There's nothing wrong with that. They did 20 years. They want to relax. They've been in charge of so much. So Ron and I are really weird in the sense that we just got all this energy. We've got all this crazy energy that so many people we work with, man, they're like in the witness protection program. I don't know what's going on. I hope they're okay. But they call us like, where do you guys all have all this energy? Like you guys are doing VA homeowners seminars on all these ships, all these bases, all these squadrons. And it's very fulfilling, right? Because you've handed so many keys to clients. It's a very fulfilling thing. Tiffany, like I
Wow.
get motivation from different people in the company. You know,
Wow.
Tiffany's like super nice for, the wife, the mother, the sister, the sailor, what she's been through.
Yep.
You know, quick story, I won't give too much detail, but I find inspiration in different things, different people. Tiffany did something really awesome last year where she every year several hundred chiefs get selected, and retired chiefs or genuines that are active duty, they write in this book, they give them wisdom. It's a 1 page of wisdom, and you can talk about, hey, family first, your health, all this good stuff. Take care of your people, develop your people, have discipline, take care of your health. And Tiffany was doing that, and you've got some hater saying, hey, this isn't appropriate, blah, 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 blah. And this was something that was some clown that's retired in our rank. And Tiffany shared that with us. I said, you know what? Next year, do double the charges on their wisdom book, because all you're doing is giving them wisdom.
Yep.
Oh, man, she's a wife. She know what it's like to, manage a family while you're in the Navy. She got married. She made chief. She's a female mother, survivor, all this stuff. And
Wow.
they look up to that. And oh, by the way, hey, sis, hey, chief, we're thinking about a house. You're a realtor? Yeah, I got you. So if she's going out there and doing something legal and benefit, you got some clown that probably wants to live under a rock and do nothing like he's doing. The thing about her, she's so humble. She came to Brother Ron and I and said, what do you think about this? I said, you know what? You're dedicated. I know you're giving nothing but good knowledge.
Yep.
Next year, double the stuff you did.
Yep.
That guy's bored. He needs something to do. He thinks he's still active duty. You know what I mean? So it's just having the energy to just help others. I don't think you can ever feel bad about helping someone if you do it right, legal and all that good stuff.
Wow, that was
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, Angel. Thanks, Ron.
Good job. Good job. Good question, Lito. Thanks. Victor, did you have another thing you wanted to share?
Yes, I just had one other question. Who were your first buyers? Like your very first buyer, were they civilian or were they military?
99.99% of my clients are military. Sometimes I accidentally help civilians, which I don't mind, but 99.9 is military.
The funny thing is that we had folks waiting for us to get the official license.
Yep.
And we didn't want to break the rules. So, and again, it was just, don't be a secret agent. Let people know what you do and tell them often. When you do that, you'll see the algorithm. Social media is free marketing, and you got TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, right? It's free marketing. Don't be a secret agent. Even if you want to put a quote, the more you put in there, the more the algorithm rewards you by opening up your audience. Because as people engage, as people view, the algorithm rewards you. And then even now, I had Facebook said, hey, you want to monetize your content? You're always posting. And so I did my EIN and I did my LLC, because I got to pay taxes on that. I put a content of me and Ron talking to some sailors, maybe 20 sailors in Naval Base, San Diego, and I posted on there. The next day, it's like, $3.20 or something. $3.20, it's nothing to brag about, but it's like, man, 20,000 followers. I don't even know these people, but I always say like happy birthday. You can go on Facebook and say happy birthday every morning. It tells you who's their birthday. And I'll have my friend Johnny said, hey, I didn't know you knew Tim. What Tim? I don't know Tim. Oh, you said happy birthday to him. I say happy birthday to everybody. I'm not trying to be a secret agent. Everyone gets a happy birthday. Hey, you graduated? I don't know this person. Congratulations. They're like, who's this guy? Oh, he's a realtor. So if I look at some of my clients, because I always write down where they come from, right? Was it LinkedIn? Was it some Seminole? I always write down, man, some of these folks is pretty cool because I don't know them from a can of paint. But I posted something on LinkedIn. He said, dude, that's pretty cool. I live, over here. Are you willing to sell my house? Of course, let's go.
No, but of course, everyone in the military, they qualify for VA loans where you don't have to do a down payment, and people like you are a valuable resource. It's only a small amount of people like you that the military has access to, and then you can go from there, right?
Right. Let me share this with you, though. we learned more about the VA why we got licensed and why we worked here.
Mhm.
Georgina Bolton, right? Amazing realtor, amazing loan officer. She's the first person to teach me. 28 years in the Navy, 23, Sister Fanny 20. She's the first one to teach me how someone can use a VA loan to buy a second or third property. She taught me the formula. We're Master Chiefs in the Navy. I didn't know that. That's something I was teaching. So a civilian that just got smart on it, right? And I say that because I don't want anyone to think, well, I can't make those connections. I never wore the uniform. No, if you bring value and have these solutions, she taught us that formula. That formula is more important than any formula I learned in high school or in my master's degree. I'm over here, hypotenuse and foil method and all this nonsense. And she's teaching me how people could get multiple homes. She's like, here's a formula. I'm like, man, that formula is amazing. So I just share that with you. Just have the mindset that although you didn't serve, you could help so many that, are serving and have served.
Yeah, and a civilian can help a military vet and connect them, obviously, let's say with you and whatnot. It's just
100%.
about, okay.
100%. 100%. Good stuff. All right. Great question, Victor. Thank you. Michael Garcia, you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you advise your new recruits to structure their day once you get them rolling?
So when we were in class, foundation class, I think Angel remembers a lot of stuff that we do. Me, I got a short-term memory. When we were in class, I was texting 30 of my contacts a day and introducing myself. Hey, brother, family, I just retired from the military. I want you to know that I'm now a licensed agent. If you don't mind, please give me your email address. I want you to be my influencer, or case maybe if you know anybody, can give my numbers away, right? So I was doing that every day. So it starts from there. But what we tell them now, if they don't have the influence, we're blessed. We did good. We have, we serve a lot of folks. We help them out. So now we got a sphere of influence is huge as a Master Chief. The folks that are joining that don't have that sphere of influence get plugged in every day. The 333 they're talking about, get in there, get in the system. The system is in place. Go make those phone calls. If you don't like them, go door knocking. But follow a system. We tell them straight up, do not follow what we do. It's different than everyone else. It's not better. It's not less. It's just different. I don't think a lot of folks can follow what we do, if that makes sense. So get in the system, set up, training, invest in yourself in training. Or people say, oh, I don't have money to enroll in training. I said, you're in a business. Any business that you go or you start, it's going to take 3 years. They tell you that to probably start making money. Why do you treat real estate and lending different? This is a business. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in marketing. You have to invest in maybe coaching that you need. You have to invest in your mentor so they can get half of that because they're investing their time on you. Why do you think different? No, invest. This is a business. So get plugged in the system. It's simple.
Mike, let me ask you a quick question. Do you have a battle buddy or accountability partner or anything like that?
I got Neil.
There you go. So I asked that because, people go to Ron and be like, man, how you so motivated? He's like, man, Angel motivates me. They'll come to me, dude, how you know? I'm like, bro, Ron, I'll say something like, hey, Ron, because we don't really door knock. Again, what works for you works for you.
Yep.
I say, hey, Ron, you want to go warship knocking? He's like, what is that? He's like, dude, let's go hit up the ships. Let's go talk to these sailors, these Marines, whatever. And then Ron will say, let's do that once a week. You know what I mean? So I'll say, and then again, Ron, he'll come up with something. And so having a battle buddy really does help. Someone that's going to hold you accountable to your numbers. For those of you guys that cold call, I'll share something with you. This is what I used to do when I was a Navy recruiter. Cold calling is a very difficult thing. I didn't do a lot of it as a recruiter. I just found other ways to get my folks. But we had this one senior guy, I'm in the military, I got to listen. He's like, I want you to do 2 hours of it. Okay, no problem. What I would do is I would put on a piece of paper, I would write the word no 50 times because I'm going to hit a goal one way or the other. So I would write the word no, N-O, 50 times. And I'll make these phone calls until I achieve my 50 no's. Along the way, I'm gonna get some maybes. I'm gonna get like, you know what, let's set this appointment. If nothing else, and I spend an hour or 4 hours, it just depends, right? You'll have some conversations, and those help for down the road because we're planting seeds that blossom. We often don't know when. Ron and I, we did a VA hormone seminar on the USS Germantown, I think 2023, 2024. And this young man said, hey, remember me from the Germantown? You know, we're not gonna make the guy feel bad. Like, yeah, man, of course. Man, how you doing? How you been? What are you up to? And then he's like, hey, me and my wife want to look. Yeah, absolutely. Let me put in my system. Can you spell your full name again? Ron and I look at each other, and maybe because we're older, like, I don't know the guy, but he wants to buy. So if you do that, play that game, try it for 30 days. I promise you, you're only gonna gain so much for it. If you write 30 sheets, put 50 no's, make copies, and say, you know what? I'm not done with this phone until I hit my 50 no's. You're gonna be surprised what you get when you're done with that sheet, because you're gonna have some good conversation. From there, once you're achieving that, next is the skill set of what you're saying to the person, how you're responding to what they're saying. If you're like, hey, I'm good, I can do it an hour, 4 hours, then it's just a matter of, man, next time they say this, I'm gonna be ready for that. You're only gonna get better.
Yep.
Thank you.
Great question, Michael. Go ahead, Ron.
I got a question. You mentioned something the other day because we were chopping it up, and you've been in the business for a long time, and there's a lot of folks that retire from the military.
I've been in business 2 times as long as you guys have been doing what you do.
Right?
Yeah, talk about a dummy over here.
Nah. That's why you're a millionaire. So my question is this: all these folks that are retiring, you mentioned something that you two are like something different about you guys. What is that compared to the other ones that retire? What do you think is the difference? Because we want to. It's not that we care. It's just we want to know. You know what? Maybe we can improve. I don't know. Because we always thinking about improving and making it better.
This is not. I'm not. You're interviewing me. I'm not interviewing you right now. The best answer I can give is I'm so committed to helping people, which is not unlike where you guys are.
Yeah.
Okay. I resonate. You know, this is the 3rd time we've talked to Ron. Okay. And Angel, you're so interesting to talk to that I'm just amazed. And Ron didn't push for me to talk to you. So I apologize in public. Okay. Because you really are an interesting guy to talk to. So thank you. Thank you. I asked myself a question a long time ago. I guess I was just out of the military and just going into real estate. So it was in 1971 or 1972.
Wow.
Yeah, dinosaurs roam the earth, guys. And I loved the real estate stuff so much. I really, really enjoyed it. And somebody asked a question. I don't know who it was at the time. If you didn't have to work, okay, this was the question. If you didn't have to work, money was absolutely no object. You had money for your kids' schooling. You had money for your car. You had money for your houses. You had money if the family needed money. Okay, money was not an option, an obstacle. How would you spend your life? Okay, that was the question. Immediately, my answer came without a hesitation. I would spend the rest of my life helping agents and brokers make their businesses better and run them better. Okay, now I was a young man at the time, but that's what I would do. And what I was able to do in my career was find a niche that allowed me to do that. And that niche was coaching. And so I get paid really well for this. I've run a real estate company. There are very, very, very few brokers that can say they started a company, they ran it, it was successful, respected, we sold it, we got paid for it, and we're still working to help people. Interesting thing.
That's amazing.
No, that's me. And I think that's very much what you guys are about.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Ron always says, he likes to give his family experiences, and I'm the same way with traveling. I mean, last year I was able to, go to Cancun, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, whether Puerto Rico was with my dad, I'm taking the kids. We're gonna go to the Caribbean in July, and I just want to, like Ron always says, he loves giving the family experiences,
That's it. Well, that's what we do. Once a year, we rent a giant home somewhere last year was in Cabo. This year it's in La Quinta, and this home has a lazy river in it. Okay. It's about 7,000 square feet. It has a lazy river. We're taking La Quinta. Yeah. And we take the family for a week, little over a week. We hire a chef, and that's our week. There's nothing better than that. That experience is priceless.
Yep.
And my family, we have no budget on it. Whatever it costs, it costs. So, we've done that for 7 or 8 years now. Everybody looks forward to it, and nobody in the family is busy that week.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you can do to give experiences, I think is fantastic.
I love it.
This has been great. Let me ask everybody to please unmute yourselves. Let's give these guys a big hand. They're doing a fabulous job, and I hope to interview you guys year after year after year. Thank you very much, guys. Woo! All right.
All right. Yeah. Awesome.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Let's see. There we go.
Neil, get ready for next year. Actually, maybe this year. Tiffany, our sister, she killed it last year.
Oh, really?
She got about 9 listings right now.
Before Valentine's Day.
Yep.
I love it.
Careful,
Great-
careful.
Good-
I'm coming
great
after
story.
you. I'm coming
Great
up.
sto-
I'm coming
great
up.
story. Great stories, you guys. Absolutely. So, Ron, Angel, what we do is we go around the room at the end of the call and we ask the agents, what did they learn today? What did they pick up? What did they learn? You're welcome to hang out, but if you have a hard stop,
I want to hear if they learned something.
All right. Well, let's see where they're at. All right, you guys.
What I learned
Again,
from-
great
this is
job.
Gloria.
Gloria, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think what I learned from them is discipline, consistency, and just do the work and stick with the system.
Stick
Yeah.
with the system. Stick
Yeah.
with the system.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, guys.
Good. Excellent. All right. Anyone else what did we learn today? Let's go. What's next? Who's next? So while you guys are thinking about it, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Gentlemen, thank you for that. That was awesome. I appreciated it. I'm stealing that.
Dude.
You'll hear it a few times today alone. Lita, what did you learn today?